Last year, Trump welcomed a bunch of white South Africans to America as refugees in hopes of a better life. And it turns out they're all having a bad time. Welcome to America, guys. None of us are having a good time. If you missed this story last year, which of course you missed it, there were 1 million news stories of crazy things happening. But basically, Trump not only limited the amount of refugees that could come to America, but he wanted them to be from South Africa because he wanted them to be white. Why? I don't know. Why does he do anything? He's racist. Apartheid is over in South Africa, but it does make me think that maybe these Afrikaners wanted to come to America to see if they could start it up again. Trump was like, yes, come to America. We will take care of you. And he did not take care of them. When has he taken care of anyone but himself? I don't know. Maybe never. You can read this article in the Free Press, but I'm going to summarize it for you. Here's what's happening. So these people came from South Africa and they were given a stipend for temporary housing, which most of the time is motels. They were given $2,000 a month. Then they were supposed to move into real housing, but the housing that they're shown is gross. They're like, that's full of mold and it's in an area that feels really dangerous. I don't want to live there. So they go back to these motels and they're using their entire $2,000 a month stipend just for their housing. So they can't afford groceries, a car, coats. Some of them say they are literally freezing because they're in cold areas of the United States because they have to walk to the grocery store because they can't afford a car. And then they get to the grocery store and can barely afford anything because, like I said, they don't have any money left over. They have been truly abandoned by the government. They say they can't even get the people on the phone from this institution that is supposed to be helping them. Multi-million-dollar institution, by the way, just left out in the cold, literally. I feel so bad for them. They are just as abandoned as most of Trump's children. I am not shocked at all that this is what's happening. This is how Trump treats everyone. It's like walking up to a tiger cage, putting your hand in the cage and being like, oh my God, I can't believe the tiger bit my fingers off.
Karma really came back to get him. And let's remember what these guys were leaving behind.
I had to leave a 5-bedroom house, which I will lose now because I'm not going to pay for it. My car behind, my dogs behind, my mother behind. I didn't come here for fun. But my children are safe. If you're white, you're wrong in South Africa.
A 5-bedroom house. This is what a refugee is leaving behind. And mind you, this man left his mother behind. He didn't even give a damn about her.
A white man flew from Johannesburg, South Africa to Atlanta, where he claimed asylum status as an Afrikaner from South Africa, claiming that he was being persecuted in that country for his race and his political views and was seeking asylum in the U.S. He was immediately detained and put into an immigration detention facility and processed for removal. Now, he has been sitting there since September, and he has a hearing slated, thanks to a lawyer, that is scheduled for February. He'll remain in the detention facility with DHS saying he violated the law. We have a program that they should follow, and, well, he didn't follow it, so therefore he is a criminal and we'll treat him as such. Both this Afrikaner and his lawyer say that his due process rights were violated under the Constitution, and he doesn't understand why he's being detained with actual criminals. He was slated to go to Arkansas and live with some friends that he has there, but now he's saying he might reconsider all of this and go back to South Africa because he had a better life there.
Just a reminder, apartheid didn't end because people suddenly developed a conscience. It only ended because of heavy sanctions and the country was bankrupt. The feelings have not changed. As a white South African, I will never go to America. I've had 3 job offers to go there and I have refused them all. I feel safer in South Africa. I know what I'm dealing with.
I can destroy mainstream media's narrative in one video. Stick around, watch this. Jacob Slavugats, a South African national, was arrested by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement in Minneapolis, Minnesota on January 27, 2026. His arrest was part of a larger enforcement operations targeting non-citizens with criminal records. ICE publicly labeled him a criminal illegal alien and included his mugshot in social media campaign highlighting individuals they described as the worst of the worst, removed from local neighborhood. According to official reports, he faces the following charges: aggravated assault with a weapon, assault, driving under the influence, and illegal foreigner status. Now, you ready for me to blow their narrative out the window? Ready? And there it is. That, my friends, does not look black or brown to me. That tells me, wait a minute, maybe they are going after them because they're criminals. Not because of what they look like, because they're criminals. Have an awesome day.
This is not true. It's a lie. There is no genocide of white South Africans. And let me make this clear for the benefit of those of you who are not South Africans. I'm a white South African, but I'm not an Afrikaner. I'm not a Boer, as people say. But even the Afrikaner people, the vast majority of Afrikaners don't want to leave this country. All Afrikaners and white people have a very good life in South Africa. We are doing fine. Thank you very much. We do not need to leave, and we do not need refugee status from Trump. So, why has Trump decided to grant refugee status to a group of Afrikaners? Well, he likes keeping in the media, but I think that it really has more to do with his friend Elon Musk, who, remember, is a former South African. He has not been granted a license to operate his Starlink internet here in South Africa. And he has probably done this whole thing to provoke the bear, to create some kind of acrimonious situation and force the South African government to pay more attention to him. But let me just reiterate this. The group of South Africans who claim to be refugees from a white genocide, it's quite frankly an embarrassment.
If the situation was so bad, why is Elon Musk's dad still in South Africa? Why didn't Elon Musk not bring him to America if it was that severe?
White South Africans are now given refugee status in the US, and as somebody who comes from a country that has been hosting white South Africans for the past decade now as they're seeking refuge, I just want to tell you, and you can ask Australians and Kiwis about this too, because white South Africans have been moving in massive numbers to Australia and New Zealand. So they know what I'm talking about. When white South Africans move to white majority countries, which the US is, they start thinking that because it's a white majority country, that it's a safe space to say inflammatory things about black South Africans. So just an FYI, get ready for that.
You can say literally anything to a black person and they will put you in jail. They will put you in jail if you call them, I can't say the word because I'll go to jail. You can even act a little bit racist, and if you're a white person, you'll go to jail. Yeah.
Would you consider becoming a refugee?
Not actually, no.
The real reason, family, why these white South African farmers are so upset is they are mad because they can't say what the they want to black people down there no more. And apparently they lock your white ass up for using racial slurs towards black folks down there. She was ready to say the N-word for South Africans down there. Did y'all see that? It says all of that. Later to be asked, would you want to become a refugee? And she's like, no, I like it here. What kind of is that?
Is she upset because she can't be racist? That's a struggle that they're having there, that they can't be bigots in that country. So the problem is they can't disrespect black people, and they have an issue with that. 8% of the population is having this as a main first world problem, or at least third world problem, if you want to call it that.
Did you see this video of this woman from South Africa talking about how on a Facebook group she saw that Afrikaner refugees here in the US are struggling and are thinking about going back?
Family of refugees has been placed in this town, and they have had no food. I know that there's this, and I don't know what to think because I didn't really follow it at all when it happened, but I think they were of the understanding that they were going to be arriving here to complete assistance, and I think people here thought that they were going to be arriving to a house and a job and medical insurance and a whole bunch of other stuff, and it actually isn't that way at all. There have been 4 adults in a hotel room with no money, no cell phone, no anything. And the humanitarian in me, I can't ignore the fact that these people are struggling. But there's this one side of me that's like, fuck that.
If you hadn't heard the story, Trump has been letting Afrikaner refugees, heavy on the quotes, into the US. They came here with the lie that the South African government is persecuting them because they're white. So at a time where Trump is not allowing any refugees to come into the country, he is allowing Afrikaners into the country. And this article perfectly states, they're not refugees, they're opportunists. And these opportunists really thought that when they got to the US, they were going to get a house, a job, a car, a cell phone, health insurance completely paid for. They really thought that Daddy Donnie was going to take taxpayer money and give it to them. Believing all those lies that people of color come to the US to seek refugee or asylum, and then they have it on easy street, which, surprise, surprise, it's not true. And it doesn't matter how much those South Africans hate it here, they can't just go back home. Like the Department of International Relations said, these Afrikaner refugees cannot just go back to South Africa or get assistance from South Africa because they're supposed to be under the protection of the United States and Donald Trump. And if these Afrikaner refugees want to be welcomed back as citizens, they have to revoke their status in order for this to happen. So if these Afrikaners are struggling in the US and they want to go back home, basically they have to admit, we lied. I think it's kind of humorous to me that their lies have backfired on them and that Donald Trump has left them stranded. However, it's very frustrating that people who actually have to seek asylum and refuge in the US because they're trying to escape danger and persecution are not being allowed in, but these opportunists are being fast-tracked.
Anyway, let me know what your thoughts are if you feel bad for any of these Afrikaners who are struggling out there. Leave your comments down below. If it's your first time to the channel, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We have fun out here. Also, check out this video. I'm pretty sure you're definitely going to enjoy it. But nevertheless, I'll see you guys when I see you. Peace.